Alright guys, back to the building video. Went ahead today and installed my servos in the wings. I got one just to screw in. I left it out so I could show you guys a couple things. I misspoke in the last video. It does have one panel that is not completely flat, but that would go on your aileron servo because it's on the thinner side of the wing. But it fits flush. The flat panel will actually cover it up without hitting the servo. So what I'm thinking about doing is just using the flat hatch door on the outer servo, which is your aileron. Put the one with the bump here inside up against the fuselage, because the wing tank and pylon is going to be right here, so you really won't ever see that. So you'll get a good clean area, because all this area will be nice and flush when it's flying around. You really won't see any bulge for the servo hatch. So that's what I'm going to do, unless somebody gives me a reason not to. But like I said, servo sits in there with enough clearance to put a flat. So if you want to, if you order one of these, just tell Fly Eagle, hey, I'm going to send them an email as well. Tell them you just want 2 flat hatches for each wing. So fit in pretty easy. Wasn't much I had to do. Here, this area here, let me get focus going here. This area right here, because of your servo lead coming out, you have to kind of grind. I just took a attachment from my Dremel and just cut an angle. You can kind of see it there. Angles that way, just to give that wire a little bit of clearance right there. Make sure that it's got an extra block on here, because this is pretty thin without an extra block. I had a couple pop off, which I just stuck back on with some CA. So you got an extra block on the back side to give it a thicker mounting area for the screws. Another thing I had to do, the L beam or the L bracket that's on this side, which is the thinner portion of the wing, I just grinded. They're a little bit longer, which you can kind of see how it sticks out a little bit there. I just took, it wasn't much, it was just a hair. I just took a grinder, or actually a file, and just filed that off a little bit, because what was happening is when you put it in there, you screwed it down, it would hit the honeycomb and push on the skin. But it didn't take much. It was maybe a millimeter or 2 that I shaved off there, probably just a millimeter if that, and that took care of it. But typical, what is it, the 1/16 drill bit, drilled 4 holes, ran the screws in, and then took them back out, dropped some CA in there, NCA, and after you do that, you just pop them back in with the screws. There we go. There's a trick to this. You just kind of do this with them, they fall right in. There it goes. And something about these S-Bus servos. You kind of see there, it's got a sticker with a serial number. That's the servo ID number. Like these, the way they're facing, there's no sticker. So when you go to program these things, because I got with the 18, you can plug the servo right into the radio and do the endpoint adjustments. You can speed up, slow down the servo, which is cool. Do all that stuff. Center points, endpoints, kind of like a high-tech programmer, but it's part of the radio. And when you assign the servos that ID number, if you can't see what the sticker is and you've got a couple leads coming out your wing, so you're trying to figure out which one's which, that's the only thing I can think of that sticker's there for. Some of the servos actually come with stickers, serial number stickers, for that reason, so you can identify the lead or something for that for that servo. And I'm guessing that's just purely for programming purposes. Like I said, I use those recess type screws. Just be careful when you do those. I drilled these two first. Well, drill one, put the screw in, drill the next, put the screw in. That way, if you try to drill all four of them, if you don't get them perfect, next thing you know, that bracket's, because of the angle screw, it's going to pull it to center, and if you don't get them perfect, it'll flex that arm there because it'll want to pull left or right or something. So I did start at the top, drilled these two first, got that, and then drilled one, put the screw in, make sure nothing moved. Same thing, and actually didn't have any problems with them. But if you're not careful, like I said, if you get one of these screws off, like say this one's good, and then you drill this one off center just a little bit, it'll pull that bracket to line it up when it starts self-aligning, and it'll put stress on your servo mounting arm there and crack it. So just something to think about. I'm not trying to insult anybody's intelligence or anything. But that's it for this video. Only thing I got to do now, drill 4 holes for the hatches. Got these little black screws. I usually put a center one on the front and back just so no air can get under there. The side's not too critical, but so I'll do 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. But that's about it. Once I get these done, I'll go ahead and make a video putting the servos in the tail for the rudder and the elevator. Till then, you guys have a good one.